One thing you need to understand is the technology is subjective because it's about you. You have known objective technologies, how to fix the car, how to fix the airplane, how to fix the aircraft, all these things. You can stay away from those things, look at them and fix them, they are different. But this is subjective technology, it's about you. So if you have to look at this, in some way you have to open up. If we have to open you up, see today, there was a time they were doing surgeries on the street side, you know that? Yes? And if too much blood comes, they would just pick up mud and throw it and stop bleeding in the village. Yes, do you know? Yes or no? If there is a cut or a wound and there's too much bleeding, they would simply take mud and put it somehow to stop the bleeding. But today we have understood, even if we have to open a small opening in the body, we need a certain sterile condition to do it. We have understood that much, isn't it? So, whether it's the physical body, means we need a certain kind of condition. Similarly, if we have to open up you as a person, we need a different kind of atmosphere. We need a committed atmosphere. In a casual atmosphere, you never do it. Why today any thinking person, little people who consider themselves intelligent in the world have an allergy to anything spiritual is simply because of this, because spirituality has presented itself in such ridiculous ways. They're so pathetic. Isn't it so? There are all kinds of idiots on the planet. But the so-called religious and spiritual idiots take the cake anywhere in the world, isn't it so? Yes, this is simply because people started handling spirituality in uncommitted manner. Anywhere, everywhere, talking about it. On the street side, they're talking about Krishna and how he did this and Bhagavad Gita. It's just become ridiculous because you're not demanding a certain involvement and commitment from people. Just anywhere you're going on like a film song or a commercial thing. Now, slowly it has become so ridiculous, people have just dismissed the value of it, absolutely. Now it is only the ignorant and the uneducated who listen to Mahabharata and this one and that one. They're educated because they've already dismissed it as nonsense. Because it's happening in such ridiculous ways, it is not being presented properly, not creating the right kind of situation for it to grow, simply doing it anywhere. So subjective technology is never attempted in uncommitted atmospheres. It has to be done in a committed atmosphere. We want to just align these four wheels on which you carry your life. See, you may think and imagine many things about you. In your experience, the only four realities of your life is physical body, mind, emotion and energy that supports all this, isn't it so? Other things you imagine and you believe from your traditions and cultures, these are the only things which are in your living experience. If you want to go somewhere, if you want to make any kind of journey, you can only start your journey from where you are right now. Wherever you want to go. You want to go to Mumbai or to the moon, you can only start your journey from the seat in which you're sitting right now, isn't it so? If you try to start your journey somewhere else, you will become hallucinatory. Most of the religion in the world, over 90% of the religion in the world has become hallucinatory because they're all trying to start from the third step to heaven, not from where they are. You must first realize what is the experiential reality of who you are. What is the next step and the next step and the next step. This is the only way you're genuinely going to go somewhere, otherwise you will become hallucinatory. This hallucinatory religion has brought some solace to you, but not found any liberation or freedom within you. Now you just believe everything is being taken care of for you by God, everything. But tomorrow morning, if something happens in your life that you do not like, suddenly you crack up, isn't it? Because it is so surface what you believe in. Life can crack you It doesn't matter what kind of hallucinations you have, life situations are capable of breaking you if they don't go right, isn't it? Now, if you're a believer, if life is not happening your way, it must be definitely happening His way, isn't it? You must be even more happy. But that's not the reality of your life. You want the life to happen the way you want it. If you have any problem in your life right now, it is just this: life is not going the way you think it should go. Is there any other problem with your life? Is there any other problem with your life? This is the only problem that human beings have. Life is not going the way they think it should go, isn't it so? If it is not going your way, it must be going the Creator's way, isn't it? Even more happy, but that's not the reality, because there are too many deceptions in the mind.
If you're looking at how to become sensitive to life, how to become perceptive, then what you put into the system becomes very important. If you watch the body with what sort of food the body is most happy, you will naturally notice vegetarian or plant-based food. I do only one meal most of the days. It'll keep me going the entire 24 hours.
So, could you just explain to me why so many people in India are vegetarian and the importance of food and fruit in your general day-to-day life?
Right now, approximately 38% of India's population are pure vegetarians by, traditionally it's like that. Let's say about 50 years ago, nearly 60% were vegetarians, but Western educated doctors have been telling people, if you don't eat meat, you won't get nourishment, you have to eat some meat. So, because of that, some meat has come in, but still in India, meat eating is not like how it's in the West. It is only a side dish, even for non-vegetarian people, it's only a side dish. But why vegetarianism is, we see if your survival is under threat, your entire life is about survival. Once survival is taken care of, now you wonder, what is this all about? Because when survival is in question, it looks like when your survival is fulfilled, everything is going to be great. But once survival is taken care of, you realize that is not the truth. Your life is longing for something else. So survival was very simple and easy, it was a rich land, people survived well. Because of that, they started looking inward and it started developing various things, and one important thing is, nearly 70% of the country's population was always actively spiritual. Turning inward was an important part of life. Because of this, when they turned inward, they realized that what they eat matters. If you just want to be all beefy brawn, then you can eat lot of meat and just grow muscles and fight with each other. But if you're looking at how to become sensitive to life, how to become perceptive, how to be able to perceive things beyond what is considered normal perception, then what you put into the system becomes very important. So what is it that passes through the system with least amount of resistance, with least amount of struggle in the body? So to put this into perspective, let me put it this way. See, if you eat raw meat, for example, in the human system, compared to carnivorous animals, in all the carnivorous animals, the length of the alimentary canal is only 3 times the length of its body approximately. In all the herbivores, the length of the alimentary canal is 5 to 6 times the length of the body. So in a human being, it could be anywhere between 24 to 28 or 30 feet, which is nearly 5 to 6 times the length of our body. In this kind of alimentary canal, if you put meat, it will travel through this very, very slowly. Approximately, raw meat would take 70 to 72 hours to pass through the system. If you put cooked meat, it will take 50 to 52 hours to pass through the system. If you put cooked vegetable meals, it will take anywhere between 24 to 30 hours to pass through the system. If you put raw vegetables into the system, it will take 12 to 15 hours to pass through the system. If you put fruit into the system, it will take 1.5 to 3 hours to pass through the system. So, we started recognizing what is that food which happens in the body with least amount of residue, least amount of impurities and passes through the system very quickly, because in yoga this is an important thing, we all manage this even now. If we eat anything, within 2.5 hours we must be hungry, our stomach must be empty. But we won't eat. Stomach is empty, but we're energetic, so we don't eat. So generally, here in the yoga center, everybody does only 2 meals. One 10 in the morning, 7 in the evening, that's it. I do only 1 meal most of the days. If I'm traveling, I may do something else a little bit, but otherwise generally if I am home, I do only 1 meal. So
is that in the morning or the evening? I'm just curious.
Generally for me it is 4:35 in the evening. It'll keep me going the entire 24 hours. It's not like a rule, it is just that is the need. So suppose there is a lot of physical activity on a certain day, then you may eat a small breakfast or you may eat a fruit or something like that. Food is not to be made into a philosophy or a kind of a religious process. Food is the requirement of the body. If we watch the body, with what sort of food the body is most happy, body is most at ease, you will naturally notice vegetarian or plant-based food, body is most comfortable and is at ease. It is flexible, it is at ease, it has less to process on a daily basis. So, naturally, those who observed the nature of their own bodies naturally became vegetarian. When survival was a question, hunting and eating whatever you kill was a natural process. But once society settled down, they could grow what they want as they observed themselves more and more, and life became not about survival, but about enhancing one's life to higher levels of perception and experience. Then turning vegetarian will naturally become… it's a natural process, it is bound to happen everywhere.
If something in you became quieter, clearer, or maybe even more restless after this video, then it was already worth it. Let us know what you felt, tell us your city, and if you can, subscribe and send it to someone who would appreciate this too. These little actions help the message go further. Thank you, Big Hug, and see you in the next video.